Okay, hope that didn't scare anybody away.
No.
No, so go to our training archives or our YouTube channel. You can find both the links on our private Facebook group. Her previous training was really, really awesome. She kind of has a niche. She does other loans as well, but her niche is new construction lending. We're talking from the land all the way up. And so a lot of different options that way. That's not what today's topic is.
No.
But we're glad to have her back. I just wanted to point back to that previous training, okay, because you'll like today as well. So, and then we have a sponsor coming here in person with Edge Homes. I'm excited for that. He'll be showing up a little bit later today.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back. And today, really, I'm going to go over social media, reels, and videos. A little bit about me. I am a lender. I do regular loans, but also I have kind of niched in construction and renovations. So like you said, go back, go through it. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
He's got it.
Okay.
That's just on the.
Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. So social media, videos, and reels, and just.
Yep, that's your power.
The power of social media is insane. Something I haven't said yet is I'm a national lender, so I spearhead social media on a national level because I can lend in every state, which is great for you that aren't here in Utah and need a lender in your local market. With the COVID pandemic, social media became even more apparent as a necessary tool for advertising and marketing who you are as a person and as a real estate agent to get people to your houses when people didn't want to go in houses. They were scared, they didn't want to make appointments. So the power of social media became even more apparent. There's so many platforms out there now, and there's so many ways to reach consumers. Okay, there we go. So before we really dive into all of that, what is currently stopping you from doing videos and reels?
Editing.
Editing? Okay.
Time is definitely a
Time?
big deal.
Mine is just the ideas.
Like,
I try to steal ideas every now and then from other people, but sometimes it's just like,
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah, I can see that. Anything else?
Along that lines, one of the things I tell the new agents to kind of get themselves out there because nobody knows they're a realtor yet is just take people on your journey with you. Just tell a story. Just say like, what are you doing? That's what you should post.
Hey.
And along the way, if you can slime somebody on video, probably pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I just got little kid ideas, so I don't.
Yeah.
No idea. That's all my girls do. Slime videos.
For me, it was putting myself out there. Like I wanted to be a person that people could trust. I wanted to be someone that people could rely on for information. And especially when I was a new lender, I was terrified I would misspeak and then, hey, it's recorded, it's out there. And so I really dove into the information and just honestly, I shared who I was because someone out there is a mom, someone is a friend, someone is a daughter, someone is a single mom or even a single dad. There's so many people that you can relate to in your industry that you have no idea, and they just want to work with someone who is like them.
Going to your point, right? Like you asked me why you don't. It's kind of funny because we're in real estate and we own a marketing company. I hate social media.
I do too.
I need the passion. But the point of the content, it's not about you.
Yeah.
Going right to what you're saying, right? It's for the other people. You're
Exactly.
putting it out there because it's for somebody else.
Exactly.
And that's the
And-
mindset that has to change.
So it's kind of ironic I'm teaching social media because I absolutely despise it now because I do it. But the reason is I do it for others because nobody knows who to go to unless it's out there for them. And a lot of my business has come from social media. Okay, we'll chalk it up. Social media is a lot of work. There's engagement,
Yeah.
there's all of that in there. So I used to like it for personal reasons. Now I feel like it's work, and it is. But you gain so many relationships on that platform that you're not even aware of.
Can we add another component to how busy you already are with how big your family is?
Yeah, no, exactly.
It puts it into perspective because
It really does. And there's times like, and I'll go kind of over this in content, but people want to know who you are. So it's like, you go for on a hike and you're like, oh, I gotta get this, and you start videoing it, and my husband's like, can you just put it down for a second? Like, there's that too. That comes into it, and so you're busy with family life, you're trying to gain all this content, you're trying to push it out there, you're trying to reach a new platform. So I get all the objections of why you don't want to do it. So I'm gonna help you learn why you do want to today. The importance to create videos and reels. A lot of people want to just do post pictures. Unless that image is 100% eye-catching, they may continue to scroll. If it's not relatable to them, they're going to scroll. They're not going to stop. But statistics show, and y'all can account for this too, is they have a video and they can listen to the content versus necessarily reading it, they're more inclined to stop and pause and listen.
So with videos on those posts, is there like an ideal length that works better than another?
It just depends on what you're trying to share.
Yeah.
You know, reels, sometimes you see more engagement on the 15-second ones, depending on what you're sharing. You may see, I will say you typically never want to have it more than 2 minutes. You've lost your audience. If it's a really informative topic.
Unless it's super exciting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it's really informative and
Hey,
really
when-
exciting and you brought them in, you don't want it over 2 minutes, hardly ever. You want short, precise, break down your content into little mini sections because you're going to regain your audience that way. So reels versus video, and then there's TikTok. So
I don't know the difference.
So video you can pretty much put on any platform out there. Reels are on Instagram right now. You can't share them to Facebook unless you download it physically and then go share it to Facebook. For those who don't know, Instagram and Facebook are integrated, so a lot of their stuff, your statistics and engagements are going to be kind of mirrored off the same app. But Reels can't be shared to Facebook yet. And then there's TikTok. I have not posted to TikTok in a while, shame on me. But I've had lenders in other states who can't lend in Utah refer me just because I'm on it and they have a millennial that is looking for a lender in an area and I'm there on their platform. So then it's like, oh man, it holds me accountable. I was like, I gotta get on this. And some of these other lenders I've never even talked to. They just found my content from where I started. And if you did not get on the TikTok bandwagon when it happened during the pandemic, you're not alone. I started a little bit and I was like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. It's still not too late, though.
You don't have to dance if I want to.
No, and you don't.
No, that is a requirement.
I mean,
Especially you, only
Yeah.
you.
I want to dance in a wheelchair.
That would make actually.
Right. So one of, most of y'all know I'm from Florida. If you don't, I am from Florida. I moved here not too long ago and I'm building my business here. And one of my colleagues that I used to work with at a previous company is on TikTok. I have no idea. It's a guy too. He does not dance. I can reassure you that at all. And he has completely blown up on TikTok. He gets business all over the US just for Florida loans off of TikTok. And it's just him. He's a sarcastic, funny guy. And that's all he does. He just shares tidbits. His favorite thing is to bash Quicken and all of them. So that's fun. But it's just who you are as a person. That's really just Reels, videos, and TikTok. So Reels and TikTok are short, just individual personal things. You don't want to do anything lengthy on either one of those platforms. You lost your audience. Video is more branded content. What you want to target when creating Reels and TikToks is local events, opportunities, and highlights. What's going on? What are you doing in the local community? Are you hosting an event? Highlight that event. Are you having opportunities out there for just community outreach? And then just highlight what's going on. One of the biggest people that got more awareness on social media. It was in Las Vegas. And all he did was share about how the new Raider or the LA stadium was going up. He just highlighted that. It was something new coming to town. He just took a video of just in front of the stadium being built. And that's it. And he got so much awareness to it. Scenery. Everybody loves the mountains.
We don't have it.
I loved your last open. It was so cute.
Everybody loves the mountains. And then Oktoberfest. I did one highlighting Oktoberfest, where going on the mountain coaster, doing all the summer activities, hiking up there, everything. I got more engagement on that than I did anything else, just because people want to know what you can do. Humor. Make light of situations. So you learn something in a transaction. It didn't go perfect. Went kind of sideways. Make light of it, share it, but add a humor spin to it. People are going to listen. They're not feeling like you're beating them up with the negative. And then they'll also remember not to do it on their own transactions. Open houses. This is really big. People like seeing houses. They like seeing what's on the market. They want to see what they wish for. They want to see what maybe the next step is or what's out there. Interior design is a really big one too that I've seen a lot of agents get engagement on. People want to know how to design their house. Tidbits and tips. Just anything that can help it, whether it's work related or personal. If you're a mom and you're sitting there and you don't know how to do a morning routine and you end up getting a routine down that works, share it. If working- Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. And you know what? People like that though.
Yeah.
And then just who you are as a person.
I think people would make your lives pretty exciting.
Oh, God.
I told my husband I need a GoPro attached to me at all times because of that. I'm like, I just need a GoPro just so everybody can see what my life is like every day and then know that they're not alone. So that's really, those are your big things that you would look for on Reels and TikToks. Very short and concise though.
You said how long?
Between 15 and 30 seconds, get the most engagement.
So on doing those TikToks though, I mean, what I find is when I'm trying to do any kind of a video or whatever, is I retake and I retake and I retake, because obviously we all love the way we look on video, right? It's like, and the older you get, the better it gets. Just so you know, on TikTok, I've never even tried to even do anything like that. So, I mean, that also take as much time as the Reels or the stories?
If you actually pre-record it on your phone, and we'll go over apps and editing tools that I use and equipment. You can actually download it to both.
I think the one take is better. Just one take, close it. It's authentic, it's real.
How long?
We're
have you-
bad.
I don't like the polished
I just
work.
did. I just did.
I'm just gonna screw up the next one anyway.
I don't wanna do it. I'm here. I don't know.
Cause everybody else is thinking the same thing.
Everybody else is thinking the same thing. There was one I did, and I got all the content correct. It was one of my first videos. I posted it, it was already edited, and someone was like, hey, your earring's about to fall out. And my earring, the latch, I came undone, and I didn't know. And I was like, fantastic. But they noticed and they watched it all the way through because it only happened towards the end. And I was like, huh.
They're
And
waiting
then-
for it to fall.
Yeah, it was almost, I was like, is that really the case? But, it just happens. But that person came on there, commented on it. I responded, I was like, oh, thanks, great. I would have went the entire day with this earring almost falling out. And then more people watched because they were commenting. So even though it's something that was kind of embarrassing, I was like, great, my earring's falling out in the middle of a professional video. It brought engagement and it showed that I'm a hot mess too, just like everybody else.
So you do it on purpose, man?
No, I don't. I'm like you, I take like a million. I will say, let the camera roll. Don't stop it. If you mess up, just jump right back into it, restart, Because the more times you hit stop and go, you're subconsciously thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess up again.
Mhm.
If you just, and then you can trim the video. Videos, so live versus pre-recorded. Live notifies followers of the live video happening. Great for open houses and events at the beginning, because it's and you can even put a subject line in there and say open house at such and such, address. Or you're at an event, and it doesn't even have to be work, it can be anything. And then pre-recorded is great for branded content. It's great for initial sharing as well as continued sharing among partners and consumers. It's more likely to be reposted and shared over time versus during the moment. And the meat of the content is vital when doing pre-recorded videos. You need to capture them. If you don't capture your audience in the first 10 seconds of the video, you've lost them. You have to have a catch and a hook when you first initially start the video.
So do reels stay on your Instagram page? Because like on Facebook, the stories disappear, right?
Stories do.
But the reels will always be there.
Yep. And same with TikTok. It'll always be there unless you delete them. And also the great thing about TikTok is if you're just like creating stuff and wanting to practice on posting and how to trim things, you can actually share it to where only you can see it and your audience can't see it. So if you're just trying to get a feel and you're like, I'm not really sure if I want everybody to see this yet, you can share it and put it only for you, and you can always change that view. Now you may not get as much engagement because it's not fresh, but if you're on the fence about it, that's a good way to do it too. Does anybody use live in here?
I was a little disappointed. I was watching UFC fights and my brothers all do. I just went live and instantly I'm watching his video while I watched the right. And I watched his numbers. I swear he got to 1,000 views live. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try it. So I did it. Same, we're all in the same room. I got like 6 people.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? I don't know what it was. I don't know if he's gone live more than me, period. Or I don't know, it was weird. We weren't on the network. We weren't on the network anywhere, but he had 1,000 viewers watching UFC fight. And I was like, I got 6.
But both of your brothers, I mean, at least the 2 brothers that I know, they're on social media a lot.
It was Jason. It wasn't Justin. It was Jason. I don't know. Did you guys see Jason at all?
No.
Coaches a ton of people. I don't know if his reach is bigger or broader or what. His algorithm did differently, possibly.
If he engages with people, even if it's just saying, hey, cool, pick, whatever, it will notify more people of him going live.
Okay.
If what?
Has
If
more
he's
engagement.
if he's engaging, not just wanting the engagement, you actually it'll notify more people. It's all about the algorithms on these.
Then he went to Tom Ferry. He went to Tom Ferry this last weekend. Everything that he came back with is exactly this. He's like, do reels and your Google page. He went through a whole bunch of list of things he could share, talk about. It's like 16 minutes of him going. I'm like, I should have recorded this.
Yeah. Pre-recorded is really just for branding content out there. It's just for a resource. I'll use pre-recorded content in some of my emails to new buyers, depending on what they're doing. I'm actually about to start doing one on construction lending process, and I'm going to break it down based on where they're at in the process. And when I go to email a client when they're entering a new process, I'm going to attach what they can expect at that stage.
Awesome.
So, and that's where that's good, because then it'll also drive them to that page, that landing page and stuff. So it's vital on that front. How to get started. What would it take for you to get started on doing this?
Just do it. We'll just.
That's exactly what my note says actually in this thing. Just do it. It's exactly what it says.
Did you do your best today?
Nope.
No. There's actually, it does it, at least on Instagram. It does not matter how many times you post a week. There's not too many, there's not too little. It is about how much you engage with others.
Oh, you mean I should actually care about other people?
Yeah, you do.
What? Here's where that gets crazy. So if you've got a million different things going on, which we do, how much time do you spend on this stuff?
I do 30 minutes a day. I time block 30 minutes a day. I just do as much as I can in that 30 minutes. And if I don't do it one day, hey, at least I did it all the other days. I hardly don't do it on the weekends. I'll be honest. If I do on the weekends, it's more
What
so.
you're up to, like your. fun
Yeah, what I'm doing
activities.
fun wise or seeing what other people are up to. I don't spend that 30 minutes on the weekend, but I do time block at least 30 minutes a day just to go in and send messages or like the birthdays on Facebook. Just saying happy birthday to people on Facebook. I know that sounds bad because you're really just only doing it
No,
for.
we learned actually that that's very important to do
It
that and not to just say happy birthday.
But to actually, yep,
Put something in there, yeah.
and it'll actually recalculate your algorithms and your engagement and bring more people to you.
30
Don't-
minutes, but that's not counting you doing your own posting or anything.
No,
That's your
that's just engagement.
You can do it.
Oh, I can do that 30 minutes, but that's the problem is that when you start going into posting and doing things, that's where the time comes in.
Can we
hire
a social media manager?
Well, create batch content.
Yeah.
There are apps out there that will let you basically schedule posts. I'm not sure if y'all are using it now. There's multiple apps out there. One of them that I do.
Hey, yeah, we're doing it.
Yes, be loud, loud, laugh, loud and proud.
So plan a day a week. It doesn't have to be every day. My assistant actually said something to me not too long ago. I was doing real content and she was like, oh my gosh, that was a 15-second video. She said, you spent like an hour on it.
Prepping for it.
Be like just getting everything set up, like what I was going to do, finding the right song. And she's like, I never knew how much went in behind these. Just plan a day a week and create batch content. And bring outfit changes. You're worried about people seeing you in the same outfit? Put on some black pants and
Nope.
change out that top, or.
That's awesome.
But even if it's just little minor things that can change it up and make you look like you have a different feel. There's been times where I'll wear my hair like blow dry, like I just blow dry, and then I curl it. And then it looks like I did it on 2 separate days. And I'll just change one part of my office to another part of the location. And boom, I just got 2 reels done in the week.
He said that his client is doing that same thing, and in a day, they really dedicate the entire day, and she'll do 70 shots.
Whoa.
So 70
Oh,
Knock
see,
it
I
And I
couldn't
was
do that
like,
much.
what, 70 cons, yeah, 70 different, it's a full production, like everybody's there, cameraman's doing his thing, she changes everything, yeah. And they shoot 70 videos in a day.
I couldn't do that many in a day. I would be like.
Somebody's doing it for me, I
Yeah.
cannot be like.
Yeah, if someone's doing it for me, it would be a lot different.
Yeah, let's just hire somebody.
But start small and build on it.
That's cool.
Create a plan, vision, and goal. What are you trying to achieve? What are you looking for? Who are you trying to reach? And what I do when I do that, like as I'm going through and I'm watching the reels, I will pick out music and think, okay, what is this music good for this type that pertains to lending for me? And I'll tie it together that way. And then I'll actually my husband makes fun of me because I'll be sitting on the couch, I'm like, what are you doing? And my daughter watches it with me and she's so funny about it because she'll try doing the dances and all of that stuff. And I'll have my notebook and I'll say, okay, this was a sound. I save it. And then I put what I'm going to do to that sound. And then I know do like 5 to 10 at a time, where I just write that down. I don't film all 5 to 10 at a time, but I create that. And then it's like, okay, if I have a day I'm stuck and I don't feel creative, because everybody has those days, then I go back to that and say, hey, okay, this is what I can do for this. How do I tie it together? And then build upon the above. Just take advantage of the creative state of mind and opportunity. If you have a day where you're on fire, you're coming up with ideas, take advantage of it if you can. Because we all get those creative blocks in saying, how can I reach this person? I'm not feeling it today, especially if something's going on in work that is stressful and you're just like, I can't think of anything positive right now. This is where that's good that you kind of batch.
Couple questions on that. So do you, I mean, I know there's spots to put like hashtags and like
Yep.
at people and blah, blah. What do you do with all of that? Like I literally look at it all and go, I don't know, just here it is. Just throw it up.
I only at people that it pertains to. So
Okay.
like, for instance, if I did one here,
Mhm.
I would, this real estate group, yeah, because we're here, I would probably put the location. You know, hashtags are very powerful. Don't use commonly used hashtags. The more common the hashtag, the more lost your video and reel will get. So use common hashtags, just not the most common ones.
How do you know which ones are common?
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you can actually look up hashtags and it'll tell you how many posts are within that hashtag. And that's huge, because if you go to one that has like 3.2 million in it, you're getting lost in the shuffle, because everybody's using that hashtag. So unless your content is just dynamite, you're not gonna come to the top. You're gonna get shuffled through.
Okay, is that specifically pertaining to Instagram or TikTok or Facebook?
Both, all three.
All of them? They all have hashtags?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's actually a thing on my desk that says every day I'm hashtagging, because I will look up different hashtags that are more powerful than the most common ones. Create a brand for yourself too, share it on everything. So like mine is @Taylor Pitman Mortgage Loans. Super simple, it's me, it's my full name. And then I just started doing one that's called Construction Loan Lady.
Oh, nice.
So, and I put it on anything I'm sharing. I put hashtag construction loan lady. And I think actually there was one, I did a construction lending seminar for contractor and builders not too long ago. And I put it as like a new social media tag. So just brand yourself and it will come. It's not gonna happen overnight. You have to build it.
The other thing is, how do you get people to actually grow your audience? I guess that's because Instagram, you can't just, like, TikTok makes sense because people, it's just how many people see it.
Yeah.
But I don't get how on Instagram, like, you grow an audience. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Engagement, to be honest.
Just reaching out. to people
Yeah,
and
just
saying,
reaching out, because and keep your tags similar to what your hashtags are that you're gonna be using.
Are my tags? What's a tag?
So your social media, like your handle
Oh.
that you use. Keep it very similar to what you're using in your hashtags. And then if you're going to, like what I was saying about the Raiders Stadium, when they were doing that, put those hashtags in it and put new and upcoming, or something, just people like to see something being built. Whether it is physically being built or you being built yourself. They like to see an up and coming entrepreneur. The American Dream.
That's right.
That's a good one, actually, because there's actually not a lot of hashtags on that one. I'm very surprised.
I actually own American Dream. I
Yeah.
own that. That's my first company I ever bought. That was it.
See?
Grant Cardone the other day was saying that if you want engagement, or explain this spell word.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, that's like what I was saying with the earring.
perfect.
I am. I'm telling you.
I got that handle. Yeah.
I got that. That's good.
People they notice flaws.
Isn't it funny?
They love to point out imperfections. Drives me nuts. I hate it because it's like, hey, you're not perfect either. Don't call me out on my crap. But they do, and they come to it, and people will comment on it, which drives even more people to it, and it's not always negative engagement.
I'm really good at it.
That's that.
I'm really good at
Which
this.
is awesome.
So, equipment apps I personally use to assist with video and reel creation. So if I'm on the go, I just bring this little guy. Pop it up. I can literally put it anywhere. Holds my phone. Can be outside. Can go anywhere with this. Little tripod, and they adjust everything. That's good, and it'll twist. If I'm looking for branded content, I want my voice to be clear. So I use a microphone that can plug into the computer, or I even have one that can make it connect to my phone. So they have both where you can actually put one right here and it plugs into your phone, like just like a little mini mic. I never got it at home. Or this one, just depending on the content I'm looking for.
I like how little that is. My Yeti's like.
Yeah. And then this is y'all's, but I have one that's smaller and more,
Portable.
yes, that's what I was, thank you. And it's great for getting the right lighting, especially inside. Sometimes you don't have windows around, all of that stuff. You can actually change the light too. So it can make the scenery more warm, it can make it more cool, it makes it where you don't wash out. And it's great for lighting. I don't have to use filters with it. So those are pretty much what I use there, and all of them are anything that has a ring light or anything like that that can hold my phone, I always do it on a tripod, because it makes it easy, holds it for me, and I can literally do hands-free. People don't want to see a selfie all the time. They want to see who you are as a person. And then apps I personally use, I'll actually go over these, so that way I don't misspeak any of them. So
How tall does your tripod go?
my one that I have, it's in my car, my car's in the shop. It actually will stand all the way up here.
Is that right? Nice. Is it, how big is it? Is it similar? Is it similar to this or similar to what you have?
It's more so, it's probably about this big. So it's just enough to go around the camera and get a little bit of light
That's cool.
directly on your body. So I use, for video editing, I use VN. There's a lot of them out there. There's Bobby, I think it's called. VN is great because you can actually copy a link to music and it will sync your video to the music.
Don't you worry about copyright on that?
You just put it in there. When you share reels and that, you just put in like a little disclaimer, I don't own the rights to this song.
So it's called VN.
VN.
Oh, VN.
VN, it's great, and you can actually like trim videos in there, so
VIN?
just VN.
B, the letter B.
V.
N.
Oh.
Victor Manson.
And it's great because you can do it from your phone or you can do it on your laptop. It's super friendly and it actually doesn't cost anything. I'm all about not spending money where money doesn't have to be spent. So that one's really good there. You can edit, you can actually change the speed of the videos there too. So say you went hiking, prime example, you went hiking and you were walking really slow. You don't want everybody to know you walk, so you can actually speed it up. Or you took videos that entire day, but you're still wanting to stay between 15 and 30 seconds. You can speed it up certain areas. You can pause it or slow it down on the scenery parts and put it in that 15-second window. It actually has an option too, where in the app, I'm gonna pull it up really quick. Here we go. In the app, when you're doing it, let's just say, okay, so I did one on Halloween, and it will say original, it will make it widescreen, you can make it Instagram, which either way, if you want to do an actual video, I know not everybody can see this. TikTok, and you can change the frame ratio, or you can even do round, and it will do it all for you right there. And then, so this one I didn't see because I wanted to use a specific one. I did like a spooky kind of theme song to it. Just kind of like that, just decorating for Halloween. People like seeing that too. People love seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
They like to see what you are doing for each season. And so that's where it's good there. You can just, different angles work too. So say I go right here to this video. And I want to show this. I'm not just going to be like, hey, here's this kind of thing. You zoom in, just like bringing it in. If they'll be like, huh, what are we looking? Well, what am I looking for? And then I did one on an open house. And so I was in one room and then there was 2 rooms that had bookcases. So one, I went walking to the bookcase. And then the other one I had coming out of it. And I had it as a transition between the 2 rooms. So just things like that. And I was able to link them together through the VN app. And do a small transition where you couldn't even really tell that it was 2 different books that I zoomed in and out of. So VN's great for that. They have all sorts of transitions in between. You can add the transitions to where it immediately starts so you can't tell the video is spliced, which is great. I use StoryMaker too, which is great. You can do videos on there as well if you're trying to do just a story on, like a video on your story. you can do it there, but you kind of want it to be a little bit more eye-catching. You can do story maker. I have a recorder on my phone. I also, Mojo is a good one too for videos. That one costs though, but that one's great for videos and stories as well. Really, I kind of go off of my phone. I don't use a professional camera at all. And I use those. And then on being, you can adjust the sound too. So if you were talking very loud at one point and then you're talking very low, you can actually adjust the sound on one and make them seem like the sound's the same. Any questions so far?
Yes. So if you're saying, I've said a million, but I'll just ask them. If you're using the VN app and then you don't have any music, let's say, to it, or you don't want to have any voices, you just want to add music to it, to a reel, but then you add the music on the reel, you can just do it like that.
Yep.
And then you don't have to say, I use this music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you just use the music from the app or from Instagram or from TikTok, then you don't have to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are those already public domain or something?
Yeah, it's like TikTok already bought them, right? Or
Yes.
whatever. Like they have the rights to.
Yes, so the most common ones that I see it on really is Facebook, that you have to put it on. Instagram and TikTok are pretty good about it. But Facebook is pretty much the toughest one.
So I've noticed,
And
Matt, sorry, on Reels, because I was playing around with it the other day, I could only find music. But then I've seen people post with like the voices and stuff, like the funny like movie things or whatever. Is that from TikTok that they get that, or is that from one of these that they get?
No, it's gonna be from the apps. It's gonna be from like Instagram and TikTok. So that's why you can actually copy the link from TikTok or Instagram and you can put it in VN. But it will create it as your own original sound, which,
Really?
yeah, but
You have to show that it was.
yes. And not only that, you want to get as much engagement, because if you're using a trending sound, which actually you can look up both on Instagram and TikTok what the trending sounds are and use those sounds, you're more than likely to get seen more often because it's a trending sound going on right now. It's a trend.
Why is that? Do people follow a sound?
They'll look for the trending sounds and they'll
Crazy.
follow
It's so
sounds.
dumb.
Like a
Like,
hashtag?
it is so,
It's like a hashtag.
It's exactly
yeah.
like a
whoever,
hashtag.
like, whoever is controlling why things
We're
work.
like puppets, aren't
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
It is the most frustrating thing
It
in
is.
the world. Like,
It
once you
is.
understand it, it's just, ugh.
So I've noticed this when I go from TikTok, and they fixed it now, but there was a couple of TikToks that I had shared on Reels before I really understood Reels, and it created as my own original sound. Well, then it was like, all right, why do I want to do that?
Yeah.
Because I only got like so many, like little engagement.
Yeah.
Than if I would have just used the sound. So that's why I started doing it, the video by itself and separately posting to both apps. And you can save the sounds too. And that's the best way to do it, especially depending on how you have your account set up. It may not let you look up certain sounds. You actually have to find it by watching Reels, unfortunately. Yeah, it's all about, it really is, they try to make you addicted to social media.
Seriously, that is like so much more.
Done.
Oh, yeah.
Are you doing a video?
That's why I only,
Who could I pay?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Exactly right.
there
Hey,
is somebody I'm gonna hire.
hey.
He charges $250 a month.
All of it, he'll actually videotape everything, cut it all
Not
down.
video,
make it
but
funny.
he'll post everything and all that.
You send them content.
That's cool. Yeah, you send the content, he'll do everything. But if you want post, he'll do all the posts for you too.
Yeah, but I need somebody to know how to figure out all the cool little
Yeah, he does.
transitions
He'll
and
do all
like
that.
all the TikTok stuff.
You need to hire a teenager.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Local teenagers, man.
it's funny because I've done it, I've watched and trying to kind of build that platform, because it's really an untapped platform still right now.
No.
And my daughter will sit next to me, she's 7, she's like, oh, are we watching videos today? I'm like, no, we're not, go away. And she'll be like, Mom, that's a really good one, you should use that one. I'm like, 7, what are you doing? But
YouTube shorts.
Yeah,
That's like completely untapped right now.
yes.
Like, no one's doing YouTube shorts yet.
LinkedIn also has video right now,
Really?
and they have stories and that they
You
just,
go live too, if you
Yep.
have enough followers.
yep. LinkedIn is a very underused platform. And it has more qualified consumers than if you were to find on Facebook and Instagram. I know that sounds bad, but you have more, I mean, it is what it is. You have people who are employed, they're trying to build careers and stuff like that on LinkedIn. You have an untapped
Yeah.
avenue and a very underused platform with LinkedIn. Don't go all use it at once. Oh, don't underestimate YouTube.
Right, what we were just saying.
Nice
Yeah.
segue.
You read my mind. Because you can share it anywhere.
There's also a new app that is currently still in beta, but it was designed by creators for creators called iNotes.
I haven't dealt with that one yet.
It is brand new, it just came out,
Uh-huh.
but they are building it as a competition to TikTok. So just a little insider info.
Okay.
Called High Notes.
High notes, HI notes.
Consistency is key. Know your audience, targeted and non-targeted. Know who is on your social media platforms. Who are you friends with? Who are your followers? Who are you wanting to gain? Establish a vision, design the vision, and if possible, like I said, use the same handle across the platforms and mix personalized posts with business posts. If you just share business posts and not who you are, they're gonna think you're another corporate person, that you're not actually, they're gonna think you're a robot instead of a true human being. Any questions so far? That's me. Click again?
No, you're good, you're good.
Oh.
We got time for the Q and A. Anybody online have any questions? Anybody on Zoom?
Have you ever paid for people to help you grow? Okay.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I've looked into multiple social media platforms. To me, especially when I moved out here and transitioning, I thought about it. And I was like, I need to get in front of people. And then COVID hit and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I can't go see anybody, but nobody knows who I am yet, kind of thing. I thought about it. For me, I would rather do it organically. I'm not saying anything against people who do pay for marketing. I think it's great, especially if you are busier. And I think there's a lot to learn from it. It just really depends on where you're at and what you want to do and what your goals are.
We're friends, I'm becoming friends. Hey, look, there you are.
Will you plug what you do nationally again, just because we got like
Maybe.
Idaho and Oregon and
Yes.
Missouri on there?
Yes, I am national.
I have it first.
I am a national lender. I can lend in all 50 states. If you have any questions or need any help, you have people relocating that's even out of here, please give me a call. I'm happy to help. We have many departments behind us that will also know those areas too. So I have a great support team. I'm also a construction loan specialist, which is great because I'm 1 out of 3 for the company and I handle your construction loan all the way from start to finish. There is no people in the background doing draw schedules or construction management or anything like that. It is me, 100%.
Cool.
Love it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, like, I don't know if you track your numbers. Do you have a demographic that you find you get more through each, like maybe Facebook is a little older, Instagram and TikTok younger?
Yes, absolutely. Facebook, I do find is more family oriented. It is also kind of an older generation, no offense to anybody. And Instagram, so prime example, my sister is almost 40. I am pushing 30. And I am more savvy on Instagram, TikTok and stuff like that. And she is all about Facebook. She can navigate Facebook, everything. I've been on Facebook forever. I don't find as much use out of Facebook as I do Instagram and TikTok, actually.
Funny, I have no idea what I'm doing on either of those platforms.
So there's actually sections on both, where you can look at your engagements, what your best time of day that you get more people to, where the best engagement is for your followers, all of that, and what is reaching people, the type of post. I do find that Instagram people want to just, they want to see how good your life is or how chaotic it is that you can relate to them. They want to see, they don't want to see what you can sell necessarily. They want to see what you're doing. And Facebook is kind of the same way, but it's more where you can be more business on Facebook. Not just all personal, where Instagram, you can do it, but they want to see with your business who you are as a person running your business.
It's really interesting. Sydney does, our daughter does a lot of our
Mhm.
marketing. And she is always saying, you know, we get so much more engagement on this than we do this. She's always paying attention to all of those things.
Yes.
And I'm grateful to have her. That's why I think it's good to have maybe somebody that's helping you because she's an employee for us.
Yeah.
And so it is helpful. And I know Maylee's is as busy as I am with so many different things that it is nice to have somebody that's paying attention to that. They can tell you, okay, we need more family intermixed in here, not just business. And then she'll say, well, geez, you know, we're not showing enough of your sales, so we need to put some more sales in there. So she's always kind of telling us to mix
Yes.
things up, which, you know, for me, I have to be in the mood to even get on social media.
Yes.
Put myself out there, especially on videos. I have to have a really good workout. I have to feel amazing.
Yeah.
I don't need to do any of that. And so, and it is, you can do something, like I'll take pictures all day long and I'll have amazing ideas. But then when you actually get to do it, it's like, well, who's this going to impact? Is this going to make an impact? It's all just head.
I think you overthink it.
I
Just start
overthink
doing it.
everything. We talked about that, right?
That is the biggest thing, just do it.
Part of the
Just do
routine.
it.
Be
Yeah.
who you
Part of
are,
the routine.
make
Just-
that part of your day, like every
Yes.
single day, force yourself to say, okay, half an hour, it has to be social media, but don't get lost in it.
Yes. Stay on track. Watch your engagement, keep an eye on it. Like what she said, like put more sales in here. You'll see what works for your audience and what doesn't. It's going to take time to gauge what works and what doesn't work. It's not gonna happen overnight. You gotta build that platform to see what your demographics are and what is your engagement response.
You know, the biggest thing to remember, I think, from this is we gotta pivot. We gotta change with the times. This is new for a lot of us, but we can't just keep doing, like, a lot of agents will sit down and they'll spend a half an hour creating a flyer to go hand out at their open house, make it
They
look
don't-
all
it
pretty
goes
and
right in
everything
the
because they're used to doing that activity. This is the new activity.
Yes.
This is the new
Yes.
engagement. And so planning in that time, it's just part of our time block. It's part of work.
So the pandemic really changed, like it was already coming. The pandemic pushed it through. It forced people to get online. It forced people to rely on videos and rely on online advertising. There was no more knocking on doors or cold call, like they wanted to see you without actually having to see you anymore. So it really did force it upon everybody. And if you don't pivot, a lot of people are not going anywhere. Even with things opening up, people aren't going to everywhere. If they are, they're going on vacations. They're going to do things with their family because they've been locked up with them for a year. They want to go out and explore. They don't want to go out and do business. Not necessarily, you always do business, but they want to have a new way of doing business. And this is the direction it's going. It's exactly what you said. It's the way of pivoting.
Well, and no matter where you are, I don't care if you're walking in the park, if you're on a hike in the mountains, you see people, they're all on their phones.
All of them.
It's insane.
Nobody puts them down. Nobody puts them down.
Except for Dave.
It's really sad.
We've been talking
All right,
about
Taylor,
this.
stay tuned. Okay, there you go. I'll tag you.
Thanks. Yeah, so,
Oh, wait,
I
I
mean-
mean, show your cute, hold on, I was trying to get your handle in there, let's see.
You can minimize that.
That's perfect.
but yeah, that's just a new way of doing things is, so part of the HBA, and this past year, they still had committees, they still had things going on. They did it on Zoom. They couldn't stop doing business, they just had to go to online. Everybody's having to go online, offering those options. Video tours are huge right now on houses. Especially if you have people relocating. The houses are going quick. This is a great way to get your listing out in front of people before the video tours are even coming in. Now, houses aren't staying on the market that much, but
It's
still,
slow. Have you noticed it's slowing down?
it is.
It's slowing down for a minute.
But I would
Just a
suggest,
minute.
1 minute.
Hey, this is the time to pick up.
Yeah,
whenever
yes.
it's
bye,
slowing
bye,
down.
bye.
yeah, and well, and that's the thing though. Just doing even a video of highlighting, like you don't even have to say where the property is or what you're actually doing. Just highlight, hey, what am I doing today? Look at this nice this countertop. People love that. They like seeing what they can put in their house or what they can get in a new house. Any questions for me? I know, I feel like I've
Thinking
talked.
about what they
I
They probably just go to follow homes and not get anything specific
Mhm.
to that manufacturer. And use that for 10 different posts.
I'm sure Edge will love this, but highlighting
Keep
builders
going,
is,
go on the
yeah,
right track.
I'm going the right
I'll
track.
be there in a minute.
Yeah, highlighting builders and homes that they are building is huge. People, it's like what I said about you personally building yourself up from the ground up and building your business. People love seeing something built. They just do. It doesn't matter if it's technically being built or not, but they love watching houses being built. They do. They like seeing it going from the slab all the way up. And it's really actually a good idea. Just keep going with it. Talk to him. He'll let you in the houses. Tag them. That's when you would use the tag.
Okay.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. That was awesome. Good content. You guys stay online. We're gonna take a little bit of a break here right now. Lynn's gonna come up and introduce our sponsor, and we were just talking about new construction model homes. That's a great segue. But what we're gonna do next, I notice on here, everybody's already kind of on our team. But after this, we normally do an EXP overview. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of something Eric's been working on that you all can use for international expansion. It's kind of a rough draft, and Eric's not here to tell me no, so. So I'm gonna share it as soon as we break for a second. But first, Lynn's gonna introduce our sponsor.
So I am excited to introduce Jeff Kirk. He's super responsive. He's with Edge Homes. I've had a fantastic experience with Edge throughout the years. So if you have any people that are wanting to do a new build, definitely reach out to him. As soon as I email him, he's right on it, giving me subdivisions, giving me places my people can look. And so he is here to actually tell us a little bit about Edge and brought us lunch. And I'm excited to introduce him.
Come on up.
Thanks, Jeff.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So I won't take too much of your time. That was great information that we learned from just a little bit ago. So I'm here to help you guys with that content. So who's familiar with Edge Homes? Everybody, hopefully everybody. If not, we can go over that. So I have flyers in the back that's just about where our locations are and then some quick move-ins and stuff like that. But what do you guys know about Edge Homes?
Out of Utah County.
Okay, out of Utah County is where we started. So we're primarily in Utah County, Salt Lake County, in the Wasatch Front. What else?
I've lived in an Edge townhome for 2 years
Perfect.
previously, so.
Okay, what community? Do you remember? What it was called?
It was Skyridge.
Oh, good.
in Harriman.
Good,
Yeah.
perfect. Great location. Nice setup, right, for a townhome?
Oh,
Did it
yeah,
have the open and below or the fourth bedroom?
4th bedroom.
Okay, perfect. So a lot of what Edge does, our floor plans are pretty popular. So whether it's our townhomes or our condos or a single family, I have all those here, but a lot of people love the openness of our floor plans. Lots of windows, lots of light coming through. So whether it's the condos, which are a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with about 1272 square feet exactly, those are our entry-level buyers. Whether it's an investor or if it's a first-time buyer, they love those all day long. Instead of renting, paying the exact same payment, right? You can own your own.
What is your entry level price?
So now or 2 years ago?
Now.
So, yeah. So
Gas doesn't count.
right. I know. So right now we're actually my cheapest ones are in the 340s. So still finding something under 350 or under 400,000 is tough to come by. So our condos right now are in the 340s to 380s. Our townhomes are in the 450 to 520 range. It's crazy to think. I apologize. I mean, I'm the first one to admit that it's just gone bonkers, but that's everywhere, right? I mean, anywhere you look at.
The new norm, it's not
It's the new
bonkers,
norm,
people.
exactly. So hindsight, if you were to buy a condos, we originally started in the high 100s, low 200s, right? And so if you were to buy those and see them appreciate, it works out nice. I just talked with an agent at my office, actually an outside agent, who had a client who just talked with him last night. And he said, you know what, in the last 2 years, you've tripled my net worth. And part of it was he bought a lot of real estate, but he bought 6 of our condos, 1 of our townhomes, and a year and a half later sold it. Now, prior to him even closing on the condo, he did a deposit of $1,500 to $2,500 deposit. And prior to him even closing, he had $90,000 in equity before closing. He closes another year later, so he made about $160,000 in just a little over a year time of owning.
Just by taking
But that's
action.
another huge thing about Edge is that deposit is so low. You know, people aren't in $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And so, yeah, it's.
So speaking to that, how often on these transactions does the price change for the consumer? As material prices go up?
So Edge is one of a few builders that does have locked-in pricing. So once you lock in that price, it can go up. I just did a deal with Chad, was your brother, right?
Yeah.
Locked in price at 260, 250. Ended up, by the time we were closing, they were going in the 340s, 350s. And
That's
so,
important to know.
This
Yeah,
is really
for sure.
important because builders are doing this
yeah.
last
1,500.
minute. They're raising people 50 grand and they have 2 weeks to be able to get pre-qualified for more. And the other thing is you have upgrades that normal builders don't already have built into their prices.
So we factored that in nice floor plans, like I said, but a lot of it too, we do have value where you can still add all those upgrades. If you want, I have some that spend 10,000 and others that spend 100,000 in upgrades. Now, where does that come into play with you guys as outside agents that bring your buyers to us? We're very realtor friendly. So we really, about 80% of all the deals that we do with Edge have an outside realtor that brings the buyer to us. Now, in a time right now with new construction, and you'll hear it more and more, and you've probably seen posts, there are several builders, and I obviously won't name names, but several builders that instead of 3%, that goes down to 2%, or some even 1% that say, hey, you know what? And what does Edge pay on? Does Edge pay on the land also?
Probably not.
We do.
Oh,
So we're gonna pay on the land, we'll pay on the sales price. What if your buyer spends $50,000 in options? Do we pay on the original sales price? Or do we pay on the options? We pay on the options also, right? So if all of a sudden your buyer did $60,000 worth of options, you're getting paid 3% on that 60,000 also.
So that's
So it just-
huge, right?
yeah.
Because some of them are paying 1% and it's on the original price.
Mhm.
And so and some of them are even your people go in there and try to take them from you. And yeah,
A lot do.
I had a client do that when I wasn't there and put it under contract and you're like, yeah, sorry.
Right. And a lot of them, what they're doing is that they're trying to get their price point lower. But in return, they're actually cutting you guys out as agents. So I just had an agent that I've done several deals with, and he said, hey, this one company, they listed these and they're $15,000 cheaper than your guys's. We don't like the floor plan, but it's cheaper. And I said, yeah, okay. What are they offering? And he thought they were offering 2.5%. Took his buyer in, got him under contract, and he's like, they're paying 1%. And so that left a bad taste in his mouth where he's like, okay, and so he ends up and they went under contract with us. They ended up moving him over and they're happy. They love the floor plan and all that kind of stuff. So
yours are a lot nicer. I mean, you look at like Richmond American, you look like you're going into vinyl. You know, a property that has it's just so cheap. It's like a rental from years ago.
right.
And so, I mean, I don't mean to
Yeah.
voice opinions on other builders, but
No,
it's
voice
a
Yeah.
it's a totally different experience. And I try to tell people that. And honestly, the commission component really shouldn't be our number one, right?
Correct.
But it is a big deal that you're including us and that you're not trying to kick us out.
Especially with a new build
Right.
where it's not just like one and done, you're actually following the process to make sure that everything goes smoothly as it's being built, to make sure that things go in the right place, so on and so forth.
Going through, we take walkthroughs
Yeah.
and construction walkthroughs.
So question for you, so you look in the MLS, you find a buyer that's looking, let's say, and they want a townhome under 500,000. You pull it up, you see a listing, okay, Edge has one at Exchange, Edge has one at Gardner Point, Edge has one at, let's say, our community in Skyridge, for example. What do you do?
Call Jerry.
Okay, okay? Being, hold on, you're the winner. No, so what actually happens is, so Edge agents, we have the ability, which is nice, to be able to assist in every Edge Homes community. So whether you have a buyer that's looking down in Vineyard or Saratoga Springs or Eagle Mountain, I actually can assist in all those locations. Now, you might already have an Edge contact. Perfect. Use that Edge contact. But what's sometimes frustrating is not necessarily just newer agents, but a lot will look in the MLS and say, okay, well, I want a showtime. I want to schedule that showing for this unit. And then they're going to call the other one and schedule that unit. Well, they're all the same units. There's really nothing even built right now. And so you're going to go see the model, and then we can assist in that. So in order to not have to go through 17 different agents and then say, okay, what just happened? You have one contact to be able to go to. And obviously I'd love to be that contact where I can assist, and you say, hey, and I work with several agents in your office. Jordy, I've done several deals with, multiple. I just showed, Sydney was down showing townhomes the other day. She did a great job, but a lot of it is so that, why is that important? One, because if you guys shoot me a text, I put you on my list where if we have new construction, if we have new releases, who knows about our new community in Harriman right now? Okay. Okay, Copperfields. Okay, so a brand new release of Copperfields just came available. We're gonna have another 250, 300 lots that are available. The first 7 that are available, we had 20 offers on. Okay, but that pricing is gonna be the best pricing we'll have in the entire community, right? And so you actually look really good if your buyer's able to get in. And being in the business, I've been with Edge a little over 8 years. I have several hundred Edge homes in under my belt. I know, okay, this one, I give recommendation. Now, are we going to win every offer? Possibly not, but I can say, you know what? This one might be one you need to be very aggressive on. This one, you might be able to get that price. This one, you know what? We actually have an incentive right now in this community that if you use our preferred lender, or some not even with the preferred lender, we have an incentive of 20 grand right now in Eagle Mountain or in Saratoga Springs. And so just knowing that information, if you have a buyer, you reach out, I'm able to tell you those things so that you even look that much better in front of for your buyers. What else? Any other questions?
So you said your lower end move right now is roughly 240, something like that?
Correct.
What's your high end?
High end, our bigs, we had some lots up in Draper where we got into the 900 to $1 million range, but that's usually, Edge is one where we try and stay in that with the bulk of the buyers. So our specs are our quick move-ins. We're typically going to be in the townhome range in that 450 to 520, and single family homes will be in about the 550 to 700 range.
I think one thing to keep in mind is you call Jeff and say, hey, I got a client, here's his price range, this is what they're pre-qualified for, what do you have? Because different communities, different price range, different areas, and then you got to match it up, right? If they don't want to be in Utah County, that eliminates a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's, and it's perfect because sometimes it changes, right? Like, so you might have called me a month ago and said, hey, I have somebody looking under 550. What do you have? We don't have anything single family, right? But all of a sudden Copperfields comes available. And so if I have you on my list that you had a buyer, I might reach out to you and you might say, hey, that buyer already bought something, but good to know for the next one. And I keep a list just about of everybody that calls me so that when something comes available, I had one that a buyer was looking, our community in Quail Hill were pretty much all sold out of with smaller lots. That was my cheaper pricing. And a buyer was looking, she's a past client, she bought a townhome in Bluffdale, but now wants to buy a single family. She didn't know we didn't have anything, but one popped up. Within an hour, we had an offer. Within 24 hours, she was accepted. No competing offer. And a lot of it is because we jumped on it before other agents were able to go tell all their buyers, hey, this lot just came available, or that type thing. Because once the offer comes in, it's like, okay, do I want to even go tell somebody? Now they're going to be at a multiple. And so she got it in, got it at price, got it. So things like that, it makes a huge difference to be able to get stuff like that.
So,
Anything else?
So since we're talking about social media.
Yeah.
Are we able to do video pictures of your open houses?
For sure.
Your, model?
Yeah, so I would actually suggest, and maybe it's for a different event, but maybe setting up a time where you do your sales meeting at our model. I can show you the condo, townhome, single family model in one, you know, whether it's Lehigh or Herman, we can
Field
see,
trip.
so.
I was just a field
We
trip.
can do a field trip or
That
something
was,
like that
everybody
where
loved it.
you can actually walk through and see the floor plan, because I know as you see it, you say, oh man, I can sell these all day long. I have one agent that's probably sold 25 condos herself.
Awesome.
And so she just has a buyer and she just says, oh, I have an investor. Yep, you need to go see these. And they see them and then they like them and then they do it. One thing, yeah, so one of Richard Ortiz is a friend of mine, but he's an agent. He'll go, and if you look at his Instagram, he'll post, let me just see if I can find it real quick. He does little things that while we're out showing, he'll show, you know, a video of okay, look at this big great room with the big windows. He'll post, if I tell him it's a new community, so on his Instagram, hello, brand new community in Harriman starting in the low 500s, get under contract before the end of October. And so he'll put that to his Instagram, and it just gives him content to be able to share. They're not saying, hey, he didn't necessarily even say Edge Homes, but he has a picture of our Edge. He has the information. You can say, hey, Jeff, send me the information of what you have. And then you have ammo to be able to give to people. He did one other that was.
You were looking for content.
I know. I had actually talked to Jesse recently about us like getting together so that we can kind of film each other and just pairing up with a new build salesperson and just
Matt and
going
Dave
in
were
and
doing that.
batching content. Because
Yeah.
I mean, when you're a mom, it's like, in order to batch content, you got to clean the whole house.
Yeah.
And then you have to make content.
Feel free, so
Yeah.
our models are open to be used. So whether, I don't even necessarily have to be there, but if you want to give me a heads up, I can make sure the model, I don't sit models anymore, but I can say, hey, make sure it's open. And you can go through if you wanted to do a video, if you wanted to do just pictures. We have several things on our website, so you can download, hey, the model in Lehigh, here's the video of it, and just put it to your Instagram. And then just say, hey, I work with, you know, I've sold an Edge home, or Edge home has beautiful houses. Let me know if you're thinking, and I can get you more information. Just little things like that, because Edge has its own marketing department that pays, I don't even know how much, but let's say probably $1 million plus, right? And whether it's billboards or marketing campaigns that they do. So odds are when you say Edge Homes, they've heard of Edge Homes.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of you representing them to come to Edge Homes versus them just walking into the model saying, I heard about Edge Homes. So
So are you an agent or are you?
I am, yeah. So I'm the agent. Just kidding. They
Yeah.
call me Mr. Edge.
Capital
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so I'm an agent, so that's where I hope, so if you guys want, I have my card back there, grab a card, shoot me a text with your name and email and phone number. That way, when we have new releases or anything like that, I can send it to you.
And for you guys on Zoom, it's in the chat.
Perfect.
You know what I really loved about Edge is when we were right in the middle of the pandemic and everybody was fretting about, you know, the increases that were happening across builders. You guys had that meeting where you invited some of us to
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
in your warehouse.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
all had to sit 6 feet apart or whatever.
Mhm.
But I really love that because I was able to actually meet the people that are running Edge
Perfect.
and where they were coming from and how they felt about us as agents.
Right.
And it made me fall in love with the company because I knew that they're actually looking out for the clients, the
Mhm.
agents, and they want what's best for everyone, which just sets you apart from all the other builders, right?
Right. I appreciate that. I'll get that feedback. That's awesome. We also have several events, whether it's, you know, Halloween bashes and Christmas things and go see Santa and all that kind of stuff. So if you needed an avenue to be able to talk, and I mean, it's a good spot.
Are you looking to like for new property? I just have a couple land development stuff.
So I visit a lot of brokerages and so I can get you in contact with our land person. I personally don't get as involved with that, but they can look at it and say, hey, those numbers might work, or what can you do with it? Or can we change the zoning, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we for sure can, yeah, send it to me or I can give you the contact info. Other questions? I have one more of this I haven't given away. So let's say.
Maybe.
So,
I'm good at that
If your
too.
name is
I mean, it
Bailey.
is Lynn's birthday tomorrow.
That is my birthday
Yeah, sad.
How about your great honor? We'll give you both one. You guys have it. Especially birthday. Happy birthday. Grab, there's Jimmy John's back there and chips and drinks and all that kind of stuff. If there's any questions, feel free to let me know.
Okay, guys, get up and go get some lunch. You guys, if you want to stay on Zoom to watch the video I'm going to share with you, it's not that long, 12 minutes. So we're going to take just a little bit of a break. We're going to grab some lunch and we'll come back in here and I'll start queuing this up while they're doing that.
You did
So
it?
hang out for a minute if you want to.
So we're right by Jensen meeting.
Hey guys, it's Jeff and Lynn Marchant with the Marchant Real Estate Group and Team Limitless at EXP. We've got a top golf event tonight, network.
Okay, stay tuned, guys. Can you guys online hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna mute this computer here in a minute. Lynn, you want? Come on, Chad, come on. I'm gonna mute this computer and I'm gonna then change it over to our screen here so we can all hear the sound on the monitoring here too. But since we're not doing an overview today, I mean, we're trying some new things. So we have a short version of the EXP overview that's like 9 minutes. Okay, it was Lynn, was it Matt up in Canada that sent it to us?
Yeah.
He's a couple up from me in EXP. He's Brandon's sponsor. Some of you know Brandon out of Las Vegas. What we want to do is we want to help you guys, obviously, with as Team Limitless, we want to provide avenues for you to plug into so everybody doesn't have to do what we're kind of spending the time on doing. So one of the things that Eric's been working on, and this is just one of the things, we're in 18 countries right now. Eric has taken this 9-minute video and he's subtitled every country that we're in on this video. So when you're sharing it with somebody that's in Portugal or in Mexico or Germany or wherever, the subtitles are in their language. So working on some landing pages for each one of these countries. But you know that I've got a platform through Dave and Matt here, Sluicebox. We do trainings on it on Mondays. I think we're going to switch that training to Wednesdays before this next week. We'll do a training on Sluicebox because Mondays after our team meeting every week, Kristen does a contracts training class that I think a lot of agents need to attend. So going through all the addenda, all the REPSI and all the different contracts is great for our newer agents and for the seasoned agents. And we're keeping you from that. And so that's why we're going to move their training. So it's a platform I use for the events, the forms, the signups, the campaigns, the workflows, the thank yous, all of that kind of stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to make an individual landing page for each one of you with this video once it's done. This is Eric's mock-up. He spent the last couple of nights, he's emailing me at 1 in the morning, kind of giving us sample for our videographers to maybe then fine tune it. So this is, like I said, Eric's not here, so he may or may not want me to be sharing this at this point. He's like, it's not done, but I'm gonna share it anyway. Just kind of show you what we're working on. So it would be like, we have a couple of domains we're using that we're switching around. Obviously, we have We Are Team Limitless. We also have Better Agent Experience, because that's what we're really trying to do, right? With our clients, we're trying to create a better agent experience as agents that they're used to. Everybody has had a bad agent experience, and so by going with that mantra, we're creating a better agent experience. It's also something we're trying to do agent to agent, right? Because again, admit, a lot of times the transaction, except for if we're working with somebody like Jeff, of course, but sometimes the other agent on the other end of the transaction is the hardest part of the transaction. Nobody's ever argued with me about that. So we want to raise the bar in the industry a little bit. So it might be better agent experience, okay? But then it's going to be /Team Limitless International /Jim /Lynn /Mary, and you'll have your own URL to share, because we can create you a form that we insert into your landing page. When somebody signs up, it's on your individual form, because we want to protect that distribution, right? It's like, is this Chad's contact in Germany or is it Mary's, right? And so if you're taking the time and the effort to share what we have here, which is a great opportunity at EXP, and particularly with our team. So there's a lot more to what we're working on, and that's not what this time's for, but like the events we're doing, we're templating a lot of those things so we can help Tara in Missouri and Debbie up in Idaho plug into what we're doing here and duplicate it in their market. I'm already working with Ashley on doing a expert panel of moms in real estate in Nevada, and coupling it with one of her agent friends up there that her husband's a firefighter. So our charity link for that one's gonna be first responders.
Where, and if you have any agents that are in a certain area of Oregon, we're going up to Oregon in December to do a live overview there for one of our agents.
We'll be in Oregon in December 7th through 10th. So reach out to me if you want more information on that. Nate already is kind of aware of that. I don't know if he's on anymore. So I'm just going to play this for you. What we want to do is we want to combine the EXP opportunity, of course, with Team Limitless and our events and our network and our trainings and what we're doing. So this is Eric's version 2. So there will be a final one that we get that will be nice quality, something to share out. And again, we're going to create landing pages for you guys to use. Eventually, what I want you to do though is get on their platform, because when somebody fills out your form, you can now create a workflow ahead of time that when somebody submits that form, you've already predetermined the email, the text, the follow-up that they're gonna get in a sequence. But to start out, we'll do it on my platform, but eventually, that's why they're doing these trainings, so you can see all of the additional tools that we can do for communicating, inviting, and following up through Sluicebox. So these guys are doing a great job. Kudos to you guys. Next week on Wednesday, what are we doing, 10? 10 a.m. on our training day before this training at 11. So I'm gonna mute this, you turn on the volume.
If you guys have topics that you want us to cover for those, we're happy to cover whatever you guys want.
Hey guys, it's Jeff and Lynn Marchant with the Marchant Real Estate Group and Team Limitless at EXP. We've got a top golf event tonight, networking with a bunch of agents. We should have about 100 agents here, just networking, socializing, combined it with a food drive for the Utah Food Bank. You can see some of this food behind us. We got trucks downstairs full of food as well. It's been just a great event. And so if you missed this one and you're watching this, stay tuned for the invite for the next one. We're gonna be doing this again.
You do not want to miss these events. This has been so much fun. So many amazing people here that I haven't seen forever, and I get to see them in person and give them actual hugs and high fives, and it's rocking. We've got more than 100 people here. This is amazing, you guys.
We got a full buffet, we got a live band, we got 16 reserved golf days just for our team and the other agents. All right, guys, say cash buyer. The opposite to love would be indifference. But indifference, I think that's the killer of relationships.
Well, we actually get along really well.
We really do.
If I could give advice to anybody, it would be to focus on what you're good at and let your spouse be what they're good at.
Welcome to eXp Realty. This is an overview of one of the most innovative real estate brokerage models today. A global community designed, powered, and owned by our agents and partners, transforming the real estate experience. Our family of agents build their own businesses while having equity opportunities in eXp World Holdings. As technology has transformed entertainment, hospitality, transportation, and retail, it's now transforming the real estate industry. There's been little to no innovation with the old-fashioned real estate models. Franchise brokerages all start with the company at the top, which feeds down to regions, followed by offices or market centers, followed by a local manager or team leader. The focus was on the brokerage and their brand, not on the agent and their business. The evolution of real estate brokerages has always been driven by how agents get paid. This can be clearly seen with eXp's growth compared to old-fashioned models. At eXp Realty, we've eliminated old-fashioned bloat by removing franchises, territories, brick and mortar, and redundant layers of management. By doing this, we've created opportunity to give equity back to the agents and have made the agent the focal point of their business. We do this by having multiple income opportunities within our model and leveraging our fully immersive cloud office environment where agents enjoy 24/7 access to state-of-the-art collaborative tools, coaching, support, and socialization. eXp Realty continues to experience consistent record-breaking year-over-year growth with a mission to reach 1 million agents globally. It all began in the United States and Canada, with eXp Realty perfecting the model over the first 10 years, laying the foundation for our global expansion. Our international footprint now expands over 6 of the 7 continents. Our core values define our culture and ensure decisions are always aligned. Like being agile allows us to make adjustments at any time for our agents and their clients. eXp is at the forefront of technology. Every agent gets their own lead generation CRM system called KV Core. For a non-eXp agent, it could cost over $5,000 a year. This industry-leading system provides you with a behavioral-driven, personalized IDX website, CRM, email, and text campaigns. You'll always be notified of your contact's behavior, helping you convert and close more transactions. SkySlope allows agents to manage their business totally paperless. This all-in-one transaction management system helps you effortlessly stay organized with your transactions. All of your important data is contained on one detailed checklist, so you have everything in one place. One of our top priorities is building our own technology. Our back-office business intelligence center gives agents both autonomy and great visibility into their business. Within your dashboard, you'll be able to monitor your performance metrics, commissions, revenue share, equity awards, transactions, and more. Whether you need a quick postcard or a full presentation, the eXp Marketing Center has it all. You can edit marketing collateral within minutes by choosing from over 5,000 marketing pieces. In fact, when a new listing is added to your MLS, you'll get an email with marketing items created automatically for your listing. Welcome to eXp World, our three-dimensional virtual cloud-based office environment. Meet, learn, and collaborate with agents and staff from anywhere with an internet connection. Join a meeting or training within a community via your phone, tablet, or computer. In eXp World, agents get real-time live support from our over 400 full-time staff members. Access over 80 hours of live training weekly in eXp World. Our training focuses on industry best practices, how to grow profitable real estate business, professional development, and much more. These sessions are taught not only by our highly experienced training department professionals, but also by our top producing agents and teams from around the world. eXp Realty agents also have access to Workplace by Facebook, which is a dedicated and secure working space to connect, communicate, and collaborate with other agents and eXp staff. You'll be able to use familiar Facebook features like newsfeed, groups, messages, and events to get things done quickly and efficiently. We understand that some agents enjoy the office setting from time to time, which is why every agent at eXp gets a global membership to Regus shared offices and their new brand spaces. Regus offers 3,000 office locations in over 900 cities in 120 countries. Every agent at eXp has the opportunity to become a shareholder in eXp World Holdings. Earn equity awards for closing your first transaction each year, capping each year, and every time an agent you attracted joins eXp and does their first transaction. Our agent equity program helps agents prepare for retirement. You can elect to take 5% of your gross commission per transaction and buy the company's stock at a 10% discount. Our ticker symbol is EXPI. Note that some stock awards are subject to vesting. eXp's Icon Agent program is unmatched within the industry. Our founder, Glenn Sanford, strongly believes that top producing agents should be rewarded for their contribution. There are two ways to qualify for Icon status: $5,000 paid in post-cap transaction fees, or $500,000 annual GCI with a minimum of 10 closed transactions. When you achieve Icon status, you'll receive 100% of your cap that you paid to eXp back in the form of company stock, essentially putting you at a 100% commission split. One of the most exciting aspects of our compensation plan is our revenue sharing model, which allows you to build a monthly leveraged income by attracting productive agents to the company. Here's a breakdown of how the revenue sharing model works. Tier 1 contains the agents that you personally attracted to the brokerage. For each transaction on this tier, you'll get 3.5% of their total commission. This amount is taken out of eXp's 20%, not out of the agent's 80% commission. Once the agent has hit their annual cap, they start receiving 100% of their commissions. You therefore no longer receive income from their deals for the remainder of the year, which is why the max you can earn on this tier per agent is $2,800. You can earn on all 7 tiers, but it's contingent upon how many agents you've personally attracted to the brokerage and their level of production. For example, if you attract 5 producing agents, you earn exponential share in commissions on Tier 1 and Tier 2, which are agents that your Tier 1 agents attracted. If you attracted 10 producing agents, you earn exponential share in commissions on Tier 1, Tier 2, and also on Tier 3, which are agents that your Tier 2 agents attracted. On Tiers 4 through 7, you'll still receive a reduced share in commissions, which is called our expansion sharing. So let's go through a quick example of how you can create a monthly leveraged income through the revenue share program. Here's you. You personally attract 5 capping agents. Then each of those 5 agents attract 5 capping agents of their own, giving you 5 agents of Tier 1 and 25 agents on Tier 2. For the 5 capping agents on Tier 1, you earn up to $2,800 each. And for the 25 capping agents on Tier 2, you earn up to $3,200 each, giving you an annual leveraged income of up to $94,000. But note that these figures are based on each one of these agents capping, which is approximately selling $2.7 million of real estate per year with an average commission of 3%. You can speak to an eXp agent or staff member for further explanation. Express offers a revolutionary new home selling option for homeowners who want to skip the hassle and uncertainty of a traditional home sale. The platform connects sellers with institutional buyers who can pay cash and close quickly. Unlike other iBuyer platforms, Express Offers allows agents to receive real estate commissions. At eXp, you'll never pay a desk fee, royalty fee, or franchise fee. Every agent is treated equally and is on an 80-20 split, which caps each year at $16,000. You then receive 100% commission for the remainder of your year. Here's the amazing part. It's only $149 to join eXp, and that includes your first month's $85 brokerage fee. On each transaction, there's a $25 broker review fee and a $40 risk management fee. The risk management fee caps at $500 each year. We're also excited to announce that we've added a low-cost healthcare alternative. Our agents get a one-on-one virtual consultation to ensure they've selected the right plan. eXp Realty continues to set industry records, becoming the #1 independent brokerage in the U.S. for closed transactions. For more information, reach out to the agent who shared this video with you.
Can I get a copy of that?
You didn't break up the monotony.
Okay, Kim, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw the one that came from Matt, but he has a little snippet in front of it and a snippet at the back of it. And this is a lot cleaner looking.
Right, so that's what we're working on, and this isn't finished, and that's, so we want to transition it better. We want to show what our team is doing in addition to what eXp is doing, because we want to recruit people to our team, right? We have an opportunity here to help other agents create a retirement. Lynn and I have only been here 2.5 years, and we've got $500,000 in stock. We're $5,000-$6,000 a month in rev share that we didn't have working at Keller Williams, right? That's an opportunity. Take our real estate out of the equation. If you could help somebody else even get a little bit of residual income off of leveraged efforts of other people that need something like this. Realtors don't have a retirement, right? We should all invest in real estate. You know, Chad's got rental properties, so some of us do. But it's hard for a lot of people. It's hard for them to get over the risk factor. It's hard for them to take that chance. They're saying, oh, but look how expensive things are now, right? You were talking about your base price 2 years ago. It doesn't matter anymore. I mean, literally in real estate, you couldn't have screwed up in the last 12 years. If you bought anything, you're doing really, really well, but that's going to change. And every year it keeps going up. People are like pulling back and pulling back, pulling back. Oh, I missed it. A good friend of mine sold his whole portfolio 3 years ago. Thought we were at the peak. Probably $1.5 million in equity. He's out. Plus, he doesn't own any rentals anymore. So anyway, Kim, to your question, yes, we're trying to add to the beginning and the end of that video that Matt sent us. so that we have a shorter, concise way to share the EXP opportunity, but also show the events we're doing, and the collaboration that we have, because we're also platforming our events so we can help people in other markets do what we're doing if they want to. Not everybody is gonna do what we're doing right now, to do these events, to trailblaze and to figure it all out. But the feedback we're getting is phenomenal. Like that Top Golf event has spoke into some great opportunities already, to where we're gonna do a spring and a fall one. So our next one will be in March. That's just one event. But these panel discussions we're doing, I've interviewed going on almost 20 moms that are interested in being on our panel. That's coming up in November, and all of these events we're combining with a charity, right? So we want people to know that we're not just real estate agents. We give back to the community. We help those people in need. It gives us another talking point that's not real estate. So when we're talking about the food drive or the snack packs we put together, Toys for Tots is going to be probably the charity connected with the moms panel. Those are things that inspire people, right? I like the panel discussions because there's different personalities and we can inspire those. Hey, if they can do it, I can do it too. But all of us see the giving nature of other people when they're doing it and say, I really should do more of that. I mean, it makes us feel good to help somebody else, right? And whatever we put out there comes back to us. Lynn and I are big believers in that. It's like, if we just concentrate on other people and help them become successful, we're gonna get everything we want. And it's proof of concept, you know, our whole marriage.
So what I want to add to what Jeff is saying is that being an icon, I have to do something within the icon community. And what I've been doing is some interviews of other icons. So I talked to a guy in Maryland last night. I've talked to an agent in Texas. And both of those agents that I talk to talk exactly like Jeff does. It's all about the lives they're changing, the people that they're helping. They love EXP and there are people. And that's what we love about EXP and being a part of it for 2.5 years, is that all of the agents that we have come in contact with all think the same way. Is if we can help other people be successful, we're going to be successful too. And that's another thing that I really love about it, is it's not just our group here that feels that way, that there's groups like this all across the country and in other countries that all want to help each other do better. And so I'm talking to these icon agents that sell a lot of real estate, and the most exciting thing for them is that they're actually helping other people be successful. And so I just wanted to add that in.
No, that's awesome. You know, Kim's on Zoom there. I've referred to this often or several times. When Kim got introduced to this model, it used to be her dream to become a millionaire. And then she shared with us, now my new dream is to help somebody else become a millionaire. We have a platform that can do that, right? And so by helping others, it helps ourselves. So we're excited. We want to create make it easier for you guys to participate, and that's why at Team Limitless we're you know, some of us are banding together to create these products to make it easier for you to do, because we're all busy. We all got, you know, a lot of stuff going on in our lives, but we want for you what we want for everybody, and that's, you know, to be successful at a high level and to have a very easily shareable product to introduce this opportunity to other people. So that's it. That's all I got. Anybody have any questions on Zoom? I'll let you go. And I think it's Ashley, Kim.
No questions. That's great. Thank you so much for
we'll keep you
sharing.
updated. We're still working on the product, but that kind of gives you an idea of what we're trying to splice together. So, all right. Talk to you guys later.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.